What's up? I'm Jack.
And I'm Jack.
And we are Jack and Jack.
Far away from the place that I've been searching for. Hard to face, losing faith. No, I can't take it no more. The streets don't feel the same. Going through.
You know, it was easy to come up with the name. Obviously, we're both named Jack, but it actually started as Johnson's Vine account. And when I started to be in a lot of the Vines and the Vines started to pick up steam, we gained a lot of followers. He came to me, he's like, man, I think I'm just going to change the name to Jack and Jack.
Jack and Jack. It has a good ring to it, you know? And then musically, we were going to switch our name musically to
Indoor Recess.
Indoor Recess when we dropped our first record, but nobody understood it. They're like, oh, is the song called Indoor Recess? So we're like,
so we just threw it away.
We'll just call the song Indoor Recess, and we're still Jack and Jack.
Yes.
Yeah, that didn't work because nobody understood it.
They didn't get it.
So we stay with Jack and Jack.
I won't be here when the morning comes. Maybe that's how it should be. So hold me close, it's all I show, and set me free when you let go.
And I think we just had blind faith in like that we're doing this forever. I don't know why.
I was positive. I was like, we were already talking about like our 50-year reunion tour after our very first tour, you know? So like we just knew like this is what it is and this is what we're going for. I think that's partly as like a 16, 17-year-old, you have like a lot of
we're
like
a bit naive at the time.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, of course this is going to work.
Oh, we're going to be relevant forever. Nothing's going to take us.
But
out,
I do
know?
think that like plays a role in success too. It's like when you truly believe in something, it's like there's no telling how far it'll take you. And I fully believe this is the very beginning for us. I know like these last 10 years, it seems like forever, especially for us. You know, we're 27 years old. Like we were 16 years like
it's
like
some
seconds ago.
Some artists don't get their big break until 30, and it's like, you know, we feel like we've been in this industry for 10 years and we haven't even hit that mark yet. And so it feels like we have the experience, you know, under our belt, but it's still at the same time a lot of the world doesn't know who we are. And so
nobody, yeah.
It feels like this great opportunity for us to really, I guess, hit the ground running the second time around, and you know.
We're just so excited. Yeah. Like I said, like it feels like the beginning, and it feels like we have a massive opportunity. Luckily, our supporters are still around for us, and
we owe them everything, truly.
Yeah, we really do.
The fact they stuck around for that long.
That's what we're going to do. We're going to give them everything we can because we love doing this, truly. It's not like we're like hanging on by a thread. Like.
And now there's no barriers since we're independent. It's like we can feed the people who support us at the rate they deserve to get fed, you know?
Yeah.
There ain't no like, oh, it has to get checks and balances and everything has to get reviewed by someone. It's like, no, we're going to put out what we want to put out when we want to put it out and game plan it within our internal team. Few people. It's not like all these hands are in the mix now. And I think that's how the music industry is I think that's what the music industry is shifting towards, you know, the power being back in the artist's hands.
Yeah.
You know how it goes. It goes when you fall for the wrong point. I love you, I hate you, it ain't cool. What is it, Melbourne? It's fucked up. Crazy how two people fall in love with each other just to turn around and hurt one another. Man, it's fucked up. You know how it goes.
I don't mind when like somebody gets like, oh, like
now,
their first experience is like, oh, you know, there might be a line outside of a show and they're just figuring out about us and they go search our music.
I don't know if the goal is to become household names. Like to me, it's about making quality music. It's about giving the people who've always supported us, you know, giving them all the love that we can. You know, spreading.
Of course, we want to touch as many people as possible. You know, and
very true.
But at the same time, it's like that becomes you're doing it for selfish reasons at that point when it's like the goal is ultimate fame. You know.
Yeah, no.
It's like
we've had a little taste of fame, and like I think that's the worst part about it. When like you know, I mean, it's hard to argue because like we love playing live music, and you can't really do that without a whole audience. But I love playing intimate shows. I wouldn't mind if we only sold 100 tickets in every market for the rest of our lives. Like as long as we're touching those people, inspiring those people, and putting out music that we truly believe in, we truly love. That's the problem though, is I really believe in our music, and I don't think there's any way that at least one of these songs doesn't just blow up because it's good music. Like I'm not trying to toot our own horns, but it's really good music, and we have the supporters to support us and you know, like listen to our music. And so I know it's going to get plays. But that's not the goal. It's like we need 100 million streams. Like, you know, that's never like.
Yeah, if the song impacts somebody and changes their life for the better in any capacity, it's like it's doing its job. And so, you know, I think people get caught up in the metrics and the numbers game a lot in this industry, and it's a very slippery slope getting lost in that game because there will be a period where your numbers drop off or you have like a pullback, and then it's like or do you have a formidable mindset to be able to wade that storm if your entire persona was caught up in numbers and your entire identity was caught up in numbers and in that entire game? Where do you stand when those numbers get taken away, you know? And we've gone through periods where, we've seen our activity pull back because we weren't doing shit forever. Or can I cuss? Sorry. We weren't doing things forever, and that's the name of the game. But at the end of the day, we know we have a product. We know we have something special between us, and when we get in the studio, we know what comes out the other end. And so it's like, we feel like nothing can stop us regardless of numbers fluctuating or shifting. It's all smoke and mirrors that I think a lot of artists need to not get caught up in at the end of the day.
Love has steered me wrong. Time and time again, I wonder where she is, the one that feeds my soul. Yeah, I know when it feels like home is where I belong.
Like, I sent him my home footage. He had his own home footage. He edited it all down, and
it was really like we were in town for Thanksgiving, and we knew that was going to be the title track and the next song out. We actually wanted to get it out by Thanksgiving. It ended up coming out, I think, top of the year, because it felt very holiday-esque, you know. But we didn't get the master back in time, and there was a couple reasons why we had to push it to the new year. But it gave me a lot of time to put together all this home footage that we dug up, and this stop sign that you see in the video that we're at is the place we would meet every day after school to hang out. Like, it was in our neighborhood about halfway between both of us. And so we'd be like, meet halfway at the stop sign. And that was our rendezvous point. And so in this video, I filmed G leaving his house, walking to the stop sign. And then he films me on my route, walking to the stop sign, which is the route we've taken hundreds of, maybe thousands of times in the past growing up. And
we just wanted something that felt
walk,
like home, you know, and that's why it's the cover of our album as well, like right there at that stop sign. It's not like that's like at a studio in LA, like, you know, that's in Omaha, Nebraska, on the corner, like right next to where we live.
A place that means a lot to us and our friendship, and really encapsulates everything. You
and
know?
As far as the video goes, like, you know, we knew everything is up to us these days. We don't have a major label. We don't have like a big investor or anything. It's just like, we're just putting our own hard-earned money, you know, into this because like that's what we want to do. But at the same time, we want to be smart about it always. And
it's
so like
home,
like that was easy, you know. It's just like our iPhone. We filmed the entire thing on the iPhone, and like we got all of our home footage. It took nothing more than just time to like put into it. So we're proud of it because it's a good representation of where we're at right now, you know. And
simple, nothing too fancy, you know. I'm not a whiz kid on the editing, but like this was a very fun one to put together, you know.
No, you killed that.
And I think this is the vibe that the song needs. Is just something wholesome and I don't know.
100%.
When I told you that California's on my mind, sat and cried while reminiscing on the best days of our lives.
We had 2 shows this summer at the Peppermint Club, and those were our first shows in 4.5 years, and it was just like one of those feelings. I got very emotional because I'm like, wow, they're singing these songs just as loud as they ever have. It was only a 200, 250 cap. Like, what were those rooms? 250, 300?
I don't even know. Yeah.
And so, we did back-to-back nights there, and like not a big show for us by any means, but like the energy, I'm like, oh my god, like.
You wouldn't trade that energy for
the world,
for like a half-empty like 20,000 person arena. Like, instead of having 10,000 people there, I'd still rather only have those 250 in that 250 cap because they brought the energy so hard.
For sure.
And also, like, I think there's something to be said about the lyrics that you write. You know, when you hear those lyrics sung back, it's a little different than like hearing like something that we cut.
You cut or
yeah,
something,
you know, where it's like, man, this song means something to me still, but I didn't necessarily write these lyrics, and I just think it's special. But also even just like the oldies, like 2014 songs that we put out, and listening to the girls sing it back to us.
Like they didn't miss a beat. Like
9 years later,
by, know, it's crazy. And I don't know, for me, there's no greater high I've had in my life than being on stage and like feeling that moment of connection with the people out in the crowd, you know? You know, we've been in LA, we've dabbled in some things, and nothing comes close.
Yeah, nothing comes close to just being on stage.
Let me tell you.
honestly, we talked about it like a little bit ago. We were just talking about it. We got not lucky, but I feel like we've become so efficient in creating music now. We know what we want for each song. Even if we have really no idea, like we're just making music, it feels right. And like I said, we made maybe 15 songs for this album, and 12 of them are actually going on the album. So
there weren't a lot of ones that we scrapped once we started, you know, which I know in the past, maybe a quarter of the 40 songs would be on the project or whatever, you know, 25%.
You make 50 songs and you end up with 15. That's how it used to go for us.
And this was when we were being put together with all these different writers, and great songs came out of them, but it's sometimes something would be put down on paper that you would sit with and you're like, maybe that's not us. It felt like the process just came a lot more naturally this time around. And like G said, we probably made 15 to 20 ideas for this project, some which we're still going to circle back to that just, they didn't feel like they were right for this project.
Right.
But 12 of them ended up being songs on the project. So pretty good efficiency this time around.
Yeah.
And I think when we have a goal, we're like, we want to make a 12-song project. It made it a bit easier having that goal set early. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so it says here 4,200 people can dunk that are 5'9". So I could, if I trained hard enough.
You for sure could. You dunked already.
I don't think you're capable of doing it, really.
The Great Wall, I guess, isn't real. That's of China,
Really?
Bro, I mean, look how many.
I saw so many photos of it, though.
No, those photos are CGI, computer-generated images.
You can go see it in person
if you're in headset.
Okay. There was a point in this industry where being known as social media connotated and also in the music space, it came with a lot of negative connotations. It still does, for sure. But I think what is important now is that anybody who's an emerging artist in some capacity, they usually owe it to the internet in this day and age. Whether it be the TikToks, whether it be the Reels, in some capacity, if a new artist is absolutely breaking out of nowhere, social plays such a big part in that. And I'm glad that we have that in our repertoire. We came up on social media making content.
It comes very naturally to us.
Some artists, I think, that's tough for them, putting themselves out there and talking to camera and making content and giving people insight into their life. And I think since we've been doing that for so long, it feels like we were trying to neglect it for a little bit and be like, okay, we want to get taken more seriously as music artists, so we need to stop making less funny content or content that has nothing to do with music. And I think at the time it maybe helped break the mold a little bit when we were very music centric, but now it's we're kind of circling back to doing everything we love and not neglecting anything, because I think that's the formula these days is just it doesn't matter what light somebody's seeing you in. Well, it does in a sense, but with our music, we're not trying to be these mysterious dark characters that don't have an aura about them. They don't give you insight into their shit. We're Jack and Jack. We've always been very open and transparent with our fans. So I think any content we make is just an extension of that, and this is the era for it. So yeah.
Hi, we're Jack and Jack.
You may know us from videos like this.
Or songs like this.
But what you may not know is we're going on a 23-city tour starting March 2024.
In the United States of America. And boy, do we have a deal for you.
If you go to jackandjackofficial.com right now and order tickets for the No Place Like Home tour, not only will you have the night of your lives with me and this guy right here,
but you'll also get a free set from this handsome devil.
A deal that sweet.
What are you waiting for?
Tickets for the No Place Like Home tour 2024 available now at jackandjackofficial.com. Please purchase at your own risk and don't forget to prepare for the best night of your entire life. So the No Place Like Home tour is kicking off in Nashville on March 13th. 23 cities all across the U.S., ending in San Diego on May 17th.
Yes.
And we can't wait to see you guys there. The project is coming out March 1st.
Yeah, our sophomore album, would you call it? Sophomore studio album, Home. It's available everywhere March 1st, no matter where you live, no matter where you are on Earth. March 1st, 2024.
And we hope to see you guys somewhere live.
Yeah. What up, I'm Jack.
And I'm Jack.
And we are Jack and Jack.
And you
have just been buzzed.
Losing faith. No, I can't take it no more. The streets don't feel the same. Going through growing pains. Another year wasted.